There are several players available that the Blue Jays desperately need to trade for right now. As of recording this video, the Blue Jays are currently on the fringe of a wildcard spot, but the problem is the Blue Jays have a ton of holes all over their roster, and with a tough schedule ahead, they can't afford to lose any more games. So making an early season trade is absolutely critical for this Blue Jays team to have success. What's up, guys, and welcome back to Blue Jays Today. In this one, we're going to talk about 3 realistic relief pitchers that the Blue Jays can trade for this month and what it would cost to get them. Before we do, guys, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to Blue Jays Today if you enjoy Blue Jays news and content. All right, guys, let's get into the video. Surprisingly enough, the worst part of this Blue Jays team is not the offense, it's actually the Blue Jays bullpen. With bad performances and injuries to Jordan Romano and Eric Swanson, the bullpen ranks 27th in all of MLB with a 4.83 ERA. If there's one way to quickly patch up a depleted bullpen, it's to trade for some middle relief pitchers on other teams that aren't looking to compete this year. These relief pitchers are not going to cost a whole lot, which is great for the Toronto Blue Jays because their farm system is one of the worst in baseball. And because some of these players aren't going to be blockbusters, these teams might be more willing to trade them now rather than later. So without further ado, here's the first player on this list. Tanner Scott from the Miami Marlins. Now, I know what you're thinking. Tanner Scott, well, that guy is a back-end bullpen guy, and a lot of teams are going to be all in on him. Yes, absolutely true, and it might cost you a little bit. However, the Miami Marlins have already signaled that they're trying to rebuild by selling Luis Arias to the San Diego Padres, and they might be more inclined to sell Tanner Scott now, get a high price for him, rather than later. So if you're the Toronto Blue Jays, you're going to want to get on this trade now. Tanner Scott has a 140 ERA and a whip of 1.24 in 25 and 2/3 inning pitch. And a trade for him makes sense for the Marlins because he's going to be an unrestricted free agent by the end of the season. Tanner Scott would look great on any team, but especially the Toronto Blue Jays because Tanner Scott is a hard-throwing left-handed pitcher, and the Blue Jays, they have Genesis Cabrera, who's a lefty, and they need to replace him badly. The upgrade from Genesis Cabrera to Tanner Scott would be 2.6 WAR, which you could see how that would dramatically change the look of your bullpen. Like I said, Tanner Scott will be the most expensive reliever on this list, so if you want to get him, you get him now and you pay up for him. Number 2 on this list, you've got Jalen Beeks. Jalen Beeks was a waiver claim by the Colorado Rockies, and now he's found himself closing games over there in Colorado. Beeks has a 4.06 ERA, but don't let that fool you as he has a whip of 1.26, similar to Tanner Scott's. And again, Beeks is a left-handed pitcher, so that allows the Blue Jays to have a bit of an upgrade from Genesis Cabrera. Now, Beeks doesn't have a lot of strikeout stuff, but what he does have is the ability to create a lot of weak contact, resulting in a low opponent batting average. His expected batting average against is only 225. Now, this won't cost the Blue Jays a lot at all because Beeks, he's going to be a free agent by the end of the year, and he might get overlooked by some other teams. So this trade, it's an easy one for the Blue Jays to make, and they should make it sooner rather than later. Time for a quick shout out to Betway. Betway is the best place to make all of your sports bets on all of your favorite teams. Betway is also in collaboration with iGaming Ontario. Must be 19 years older to participate, and guys, please bet responsibly. Now, back to the content. Last on this list, you've got TJ McFarland. McFarland is a veteran relief pitcher who, you guessed it, is also a left-handed pitcher. I guess you could tell I don't like Genesis Cabrera that much. At the age of 35, this is McFarland's best season so far, posting a 3.81 ERA and a whip of 1.31. Even though he doesn't have a lot of eye-popping stuff, I mean, his sinker ball only averages out to 88 miles per hour. But what's really shocking about TJ McFarland is that I think he could be even better than his numbers reflect. His expected ERA is at 2.12, which is one of the best in baseball, putting him at the 98th percentile. I think this could be an easy, sneaky trade for the Blue Jays to make because a lot of people are going to be overlooking him because he hasn't had a good track record and because of the age, and it's going to be a super cheap deal to make for the Blue Jays. He's on a 1-year deal. This one is an easy one. Get it done, Jays. It's going to be very tough for the Blue Jays to make any big splashes this year because their farm system is so depleted. But if you're going to make any moves, make it now, get the most out of it so that you can win games and get yourself back into a playoff spot moving forward. And adding these cheap, upgraded bullpen arms will certainly help with that. Guys, I want to hear your thoughts in the comments down below. If there's anyone I missed, please let me know. We might make a video on it. Thank you so much for watching. And as always, guys, go Jays go.